We need to take an honest look at what the fuck is going on with the youth of this nation, of this world, bro. Because they're getting screwed over. All right. When I look back at my own youth, I seen like 50% of the kids vaping, bro. A lot of them were actually on drugs. Like, not even just weed, like hard drugs, bro. I'm talking pills, I'm talking lean, I'm talking cocaine, I'm talking all types of things. I seen kids who were not even adults with baby mamas, with children, bro. I seen kids in real gangs. I seen kids living in real trap houses, really trapping, bro. And I just think like, yo, like, why? Why? Back then, I thought it was normal. Like, I thought this was normal. But I look back and I'm like, wow, I didn't even have the awareness back then to see like, yo, this is fucked up. And a lot of kids were choosing this life. They were choosing that type of life. Not because they were even aware of it, but just because they thought that's what they were supposed to do. They thought that's the life that's what it was supposed to be. They were just confused and lost and blah 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 blah. Okay, we all understand what it's like to be a youth. We understand how confusing that can be. And so when you got all these things in your environment persuading you to be this way or that way, right? You got these social media, you got this entertainment telling you, oh, it's cool to be a gangster. It's cool to be trapping. But then you grow up and you realize, yo, ain't nobody really want to be trapping their whole lives. Nobody wants to have their life. And you look at, it's not even like it's getting better for kids. It's probably getting worse. I hope it's not. But like nowadays, look at the social media. We got, Instagram giving unrealistic beauty standards to women and promoting like insane sexuality to men. You got, you know, Twitter, you got Snapchat, you got all these connectedness. We even got TikTok, we got brain rot. Like, think about all these things that kids just have access to now. How many kids are going outside and really living, being in environments? How many adults are actually doing that? All right, like we got all this stuff happening to the youth. This is the future. That's the future like that's humanity's future. Why are we letting them do this? Why are we letting them be like this? Because when they're not, scrolling TikTok, Instagram, when they're not doing all this negative activity and consuming all this manipulation here, where do they go? They go to school. And what does that teach them? To feed a system, bro. To feed a financial system. It doesn't teach them how to be more aware. It doesn't teach them how to like heal themselves, how to help themselves, how to do these certain things. And maybe it shouldn't. Maybe it should. I'm not here to say that. Actually, I think that's a responsibility that we have as adults, especially if you got a child. Like, I feel like it's your responsibility to provide to the best for them. And I think a lot of people, a lot of kids never really had that opportunity, and I look, when I was about 5, maybe 8 years old, somewhere in between there, I really told myself that I would not have a child. I would not bring life into this world if I was not physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, all like ready in all those aspects and more. Because like this is really life. Like we hold some sort of responsibility towards that to provide them with a better opportunity that even we had. You understand? And so like it's tough to see like when I look back, I'm like, damn, bro. Damn. And I'm not even looking at it from a place of like, oh, it should be like this or it should be like, I'm just thinking like, wow, like how have we as a society been like blind to the fucked up shit that's been happening? And even the system fucks them up even more because you look, a lot of it is just to promote kids to be into university so they acquire debt so that they can go to the workforce and try to work off that debt for the rest of their lives. I'm not saying education is bad. I think it's a great thing. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think there's opportunities. You know, we like at the end of the day, we need people to be medical professionals. We need people to do these certain professions that are important for the structure of humanity. Let's face it, it's true. I'm not against the system, but I am against a lot of the ways the system works. Let's be real. Cause it's fucked. Like, I'm not seeing this as a way of like, oh, destroy, destroy, destroy. Nah, bruh. I just see things as they are, as truth. And I just gotta be like, yo, how about we put some awareness on how the fuck this all is happening, this whole system, this whole life, this whole reality. Cause what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, I'm actually fortunate and I'm actually grateful that I became aware from a young age. I done seen a lot of stuff. I became aware to a lot of stuff from a young age. Yeah, I didn't follow that path that people told me I should have been on. And I'm grateful. You wanna know why? Because I found myself. I found truth within myself. I think that's a lot like what a lot of kids are looking for is truth, is clarity, is a direction and a way in this world. And so when they look on their phone, they got millions of things telling them this is the right way they should be. This is what's cool. This is right. This will make you, status, make you more powerful, make you worthy of more. Like, it's our responsibility to, as individuals, even, because here's the thing, it all starts with us, right? People are looking towards us and being like, oh, okay, they're getting influence, especially if you got a platform, even if you don't. When someone who is down bad, they see someone doing good, they see someone who's kind, passionate, has a big heart, is willing to help people, that gives them hope, saying, oh my God, humanity is not fucked. There are successful people who are willing to help out other people. And that's what we need, bro. We don't need more fucking BS, more people who are full in their ego trying to manipulate and control other people. No. No, bro. No. No. For what? Control people for what, bro? For money? For power? The fuck? And it's just like, yo, when you really take a step back, you take back and let go of all the ideas of what you think everything should be like, and you just look at it for what it is, all you can say is, damn, wow, like, what the fuck is this? I think so many people are so blind and caught up in the manipulation of the system that tries to keep them trapped, tries to control the way they think. You understand? Because you look at the eagle, a two-headed eagle has the same body, bro. Motherfuckers fighting for the same side. They just don't know it. They don't know politics is BS. They don't know all this. Like, and it's tough because, like, at the end of the day, like, you can tell someone, but they gotta be the ones to really open their eyes and see it. So right now, like, I'm not even telling you, you should have a certain opinion, a certain point of view. I'm just pointing you in a direction where you can open your eyes and put awareness on a lot of the BS that's going on. You understand? And that was just me and my experience living in the US. I know, you go to other countries, they had different problems. I've been to Jamaica. They have different types of problems. The youth there, different type of problems, right? And maybe it's not so much drugs there, but it's other things, right? So it's just like, why don't we take a look at that? Why don't we pay attention to that? And it's not like we can ever be like this big sweeping reform or change. Like maybe if you're a position of power, you can do that. But at the end of the day, like, we influence the world just by being in our everyday lives, bro. Like, you understand? Our consciousness is part of the collective consciousness. So our change, our shift can help inspire and shift in the collective, even if it's small, even if, you know, that populates in a small population, in a small circle around you. If I help out one person, if I shift them a little bit and they're walking around, they can influence other people and shift other people. You understand? So why don't we be more aware of like this physical reality and the spiritual reality. Because let's be real, they're one and the same, two sides of the same coin. There's no separateness of this. And I think like the fortunate thing is, in this time, it is almost destined that people have been more aware and more awake, and more souls have been really opening their eyes to what's going on around here. And like, all I gotta say is just, take the time to be aware. This is why I personally teach meditation classes on my Patreon. This is why I do those weekly meditations. It's because I want y'all to come back to a state of awareness. Be here, present, so you can be aware and actually see from here and now. See from truth. See in clarity. So you're not caught up in, thinking, not caught up in TikTok, this and this and this, bro. Because we gotta let that go. I'm not saying like you gotta have a healthy balance in your life. You gotta this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm not here to tell you how to run your life. I'm just reminding you, yo, we can be aware. And why don't we do that? Why don't we become more aware in our lives, in our surroundings, in the world? And feel free. If you want to tap in with me and meditate with me, 100% let's do it. I got a link down below. And I love to hear from y'all in the comments. I don't want to be just a one-way channel. Like, I love hearing that feedback from y'all. I love hearing y'all opinions, how y'all see it, y'all's truth, because guess what? How I grew up, my vision, my intuition, my sight, my perspective may be different than yours. And maybe there's things that I don't. And maybe there's things I know that you don't. So why don't we share? Why don't we bring upon more awareness as a whole, as a collective here in this community? Because how many spaces do we have that where we can share and point each other to different things in a state of awareness, saying, look at this. I appreciate y'all. Give me a like with a sub, I love hearing from y'all down below. For real, for real, for real. Nah, I wish y'all a wonderful day, man. One love.